The word of God, what we are going to meditate today is go to Bethel. So that's the word of God. God has given us today to meditate and speak about God. So in our life, when everything goes smooth and well, so we just live happily. But there are times when we don't have anybody to help. When we live a hopeless life, and there are all people around us, but they cannot help. And so we will be facing challenges, or we'll live a hopeless life. And we just live our life just like that, no meaning in life. There are times in our life, maybe each one of us come across the same circumstances in different times. There are times in our life we would have faced circumstance. What's the point in living this life? There is no meaning, there is no hope. And there are times nobody is there to help. But so that's how we would have encountered God in our life. So that's what God is saying. Go to Bethel, where you found hope in your life, where nobody could give a hope, but I gave you the hope. And nobody could come to help you. You could have, a lot of relatives and everyone, friends and circumstance, but nobody could come and help you. I came for rescue. I gave you the rescue in your life. So when your life goes well, you'd have forgotten all, what happened in your life, and you started living your life, not looking at God, not going to Bethel. We can look at the life of Jacob. And so Jacob was running away from his house because he cheated his own brother. He took all his belongings, and now his brother was angry. And even he does not dare to stand against his brother. He was not such a strong person. So he has to run away from his house. All that he cheated, all the possession he was longing for, now he could not live with it. Now he is running away, not knowing where to go. So he knew only one place, that is a father's house. Her mother taught her wrong things, like even she forgot she is doing against her own son. It's supposed to go to the elder brother, and she wanted the younger brother to take over all the possessions and the blessings of the father. And she is telling, go to my brother's house. There you find a shelter, so you can stay with him. You can live your life there. After some time, your brothers will come down. He will calm down, and I will ask you to come back here. But so this is something new for Jacob. He never experienced, and he did not know where his brother's house, uh, where his mother's brother's house. Now he is running for, just running for his life. And so in the way he was on his way, he had no hope in his life, because he thought if he could have got all his father's blessing, as her mother told him, he would enjoy his life. All the possessions will come to him, and he can even rule his brother. But he forgot his brother was a strong personality. He cannot do anything against him. Now he is running for life, and now he lost everything. And maybe he cannot even serve as a servant at his uncle's place. So you are longing for a hope, and you know how difficult it is for cheating somebody, and you did not know how your brother would have cried, how bitterful he would have felt after just you have cheated him. And but now you are looking for a hope, and there God gives him a hope. Don't worry, but don't do the same sin again in your life. So that's how God encounters us in our life. We would have come from different circumstances, different difficulties. The same way God gave the promise to Jacob, don't worry, you will live a good life. And don't worry, you are running away from your fatherland. I will bring you back to your fatherland, when I will bless you, I will multiply you when I bring you back to your fatherland. But don't do the same sin. Don't cheat. It is painful. You don't know about how much it was painful for your brother, but don't do it. So that's how God changes our life. When God changed it, He changed His name. You are a cheater as per your name, but I'm going to call you, my child Israel. I'm giving you a different name, Israel, and I give you the hope. Now you go with a confidence. I am a God of your father. So that's the place called Bethel. So now Jacob is going to his uncle's house, and his life was completely changed. He did not even remember God who gave him a hope, like I will lead you, I will guide you, I will multiply your generation. Even many kings will rise from your generation, and I will bring you back to your father's house. That's the shelter for you. Even though you live under your uncle's shadow or uncle's house, that's not the place you long for. You wanted to come back to your father's house. I will take you back. But Jacob forgot everything, and just he was spending his life. He found his uncle, and then he found uncle's daughter, and life was exciting. He forgot totally God. He fell in love. He was enjoying his life. Everything was going until his uncle cheated him. So then he realized what it meant to cheat somebody, how it was painful. Then he is asking his uncle, why did you cheat me? I have served you honestly. Telling it, okay, so it is not a custom to give the younger daughter when elder daughter was not married. Handling it very tactically, and then serve me again 7 more years. Then you will get, your loved ones. Then again he is serving it, and so finally he got married, and so his life was going on until the moment he realized he had nothing in this world, because he was serving like a slave for his uncle. Even though he married both of his daughters, he did not have any possession. And so now he becomes a responsible man, but he did not have anything to give to his children or to his wives. Nothing is there with him. So now again he is running away from his uncle. The first time he was running away after he cheated his own brother. Now he realized somebody is cheating him. He wanted to rescue his life. He wanted to find life again, to become a responsible father for his children, responsible husband for his wives. So now he is running away. He will never forget us. He will always with us. Many times in our life, we just don't remember God who gave us a promise, who gave us His word. And that's how in Jacob's life, all his time, God has been with him. But so he did not recognize until he faced the same situation in his life. So again, he has to run away from his uncle's house. He's just coming back. Now he did not know. So when he ran for first time, he was running alone. It was much easier. Now he has to run along with his children, wives, and all that he has saved during all those years. It's much difficult than before. So, but he did not know any other choice. Either he has to go to his father's house back, or he has to stay with his uncle. Now he escaped away from his uncle. He cannot, go back, and he cannot find life there. And now he is running away, and he cannot also live with his brother. And so we all know the story. And he made a covenant with his brother, and he gave gifts and asked him to forgive, so that his brother will not stand against him. But he was not ready to live with his brother, because at any time he remembers the past, how you cheated me, how you made me to run away in all the mountains and the forests, because I did not have all my father's privileges. I lost everything. Sometimes, if he remembers, it's dangerous for him. He did not want to settle with his brother, even though his brother was ready to forgive him. So he was ready to forgive his brother Asa when he was meeting Jacob, he was saying it, don't worry, brother, let's come and live. But he was not ready to go because he know it won't work out. Anytime he could remember, then he will attack all my children, and I cannot stand against him. So he is sending him far beforehand, and then he is going to a different place, but in a neighboring place, so that he will not go closer to his brother. And still he did not remember God, who told, I will be with you. I will bless your children. I will bring you back to your father's land. He was almost there to his father's land, but he did not recognize the word God has told him. I will not forsake you. I will always be with you. I am a God who never tells lies. I'm a God who never say something and that will not go unfulfilled. Whatever I say, that will be fulfilled. That's how God leads every of his children. Trying to settle in a different place. Now again, a different challenge comes to him, and somebody in the land where he wanted to settle wrapped her daughter, and he could able to accept it because he had no choice. He cannot run back to his brother with towards his father's house, or he could not go back to his uncle's house where he got his wives. He could not go back. There is no choice. He could able to accept. Okay, they wrapped my daughter, but so they are good people, and they wanted to live with her. He did not do anything against those people, even though it was not a right thing to do. He had no other choice. There is no choice he can make it. Like now he is not alone. He cannot carry all of them, and he cannot go anywhere. So he was quiet, but his sons, they acted against him, and they killed all those people who lived in that land. Now he was crying, what shall I do? You know, so I don't have any choice. I cannot go back to my brother. I cannot go back to my uncle's house. You have made me into a trouble. So that's how many times in our life we just forget Lord. Like things are going smooth, and all things are going fine. We think like so we are doing something right, and life is going in the right direction. Now he remembers the God, and God is telling him, go to Bethel, where you found hope. The same way when you stood without hopeless in your life, where you found there is nothing can happen in your life, nobody could help in your life, you cannot find anything meaningful in your life. So that day I met you, go to the same place, I will give you life again. So that's what God told Jacob, go to Bethel, and then you can I will bring you back to your father's house. Difficult for us to accept it is coming from God. What Jacob felt, yeah, so I went to my uncle's house. I served him honestly, but he cheated him. But in all the time, God was always with him. Whatever the tactics, whatever his ideas, in order to multiply his properties. So what he did, he separated all the goats into a separate place. Whatever he did, it was prospered. He did not know God was prospering him. He did not know God was with him. But he did not remember God. He did not go back to God. We could not see anywhere he went and worshipped God. Anywhere he went and gave all this wealth. Now I have gained all the children. I have gained all the properties for me. Times in our life we do the same thing. God has been always with us. Even we remember him, or we just forget to worship him. But God never changes his promise. That's what God say. He is a God rich in love and slow to anger. But now Jacob realized, he was worshiping so many gods, and he forgot all these gods he was worshiping. Some of them came from his wife's background. Some of them came from the places where he lived, but he forgot the God who gave him life, the God who gave him hope. And now God is saying, go back to Bethel, you will find life. So that doesn't matter, but so when things are going fine, we don't remember God. And when things do not go in a right direction, then we realize how did our life go smooth all this time. And then we realize we need to go to Bethel, go to God, from where we got a hope in our life. We need to go back to God and we need to surrender our life. And all that we worshipped are not gods. That's what Jacob realized. Now I'm having lot many gods without even realizing it. No, I'm just adding and worshipping so many gods in my life. And he is throwing away all the gods and then going back to Bethel and giving a sacrifice to God and surrendering his life to God. Lord, I forgot you. And even I came halfway to my father's house till I did not remember you. I just forgotten you, Lord. And he is repenting before God, and then he finds his path and he is continuing his life again. Who rescued us when we were in difficult times, who gave us hope in our life when we stand without hope. And the same way, Jacob was returning back to God, and God was telling it, go back to Bethel and worship your God. There is no other God than me who can help you. And you forgot even when you were hopeless at times, I helped you, but you forgot. Now you are standing in the same circumstance in your life, and you have to save all your children and all your family and all your wealth and properties. Now again I'm giving you hope. Go to Bethel and I will give you life. So that's the word of God for us. Maybe in our life, so when we came to know God, we would have realized God is in our life. But after some time, we feel everything is going very smooth and nice. It's not just because we are living, good life. We are doing everything perfect in our life. It's just because God is a God who gave His word. I will always be with you. I will always guide you. I will never forsake you. God never forgets his promises. He always leads us, he will guide us, he always stands with us. But we need to remember, we always need to go back to Bethel and to realize the God who gave hope in our life. We can see here, after he came back and his father, and afterwards he is dying it. God told him, until I bring you back to your father's land, I will bring you back, and by the time you will be multiplied. So when he was going as empty handed. Now he has come up with a lot of properties, children, and lot of strength had been added to him, but still God was keeping him alive. And after he came, he and his brother, so both they attend the burial ceremony of his father. God never forgets the promises what he is giving to your life. God who speaks in our life. That's the same God we worship, and let's remember whatever God has spoken in our life during the times of our struggle. When we are are crying, only God who sees your crying, the God who hears your heart's cry, He will speak to you. But when He speaks to you, even many years can happen, but He will not forget what He has spoken to you in your life. But one thing we need to remember, we should always go back to Bethel and surrender our heart to God, and then He will guide our life.